Welcome back to the channel. You know what time it is. It's Gainz time. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to improve your squats, how to improve your form, and how to increase the weight on that squat bar the right way. So let's get right into the video. All right. I recommend you start by doing some low intensity cardio, about 5 to 10 minutes. This will do 3 things: warm up the knees, ankles, and get the blood flowing. The second thing I recommend to increase your range of motion is use flat shoes or a pair of weights, or if you have squat shoes, go ahead and use them. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and get your form right. So a lot of people they want to lift heavy weight and their form is horrible, and that's going to lead to knee injuries and back pain. So the first thing is correct or have the proper form. For most people, this is going to be, your stance should be about shoulder width apart with your toes facing out, and you want the bar to move vertically up and down. So a lot of times when I see people squatting I see them lifting with their toes, and you should really distribute the load throughout your feet, not your toes. And that's because they lean forward. And also the other thing that I see is that they don't have full range of motion. They come down about like an inch or two and they lean forward, so that's all going to lead to injuries, guys. You want to go ahead and avoid that. So here I was using the plates and putting my foot over the plates to increase my range of motion, and that's going to help you with ankle mobility. If you have problems with ankle mobility, this will definitely help you increase your range of motion. So I'm just showing you an example of one thing that you can do to improve that. So make sure that the bar travels vertically up and down. Make sure that you pick a weight that you can actually control. You might not have, not be able to lift a lot of weight, but don't worry about that. As you start, you need to go ahead and focus on a weight that you can actually control, do things right. And if you do things right, eventually you will be able to lift heavy weight. So always start with a light weight that you can control to warm up, and then move towards a more heavier weight. And the other thing that I recommend is you recording your session. That way you can critique yourself and see how you're doing. But you want to make sure that you come down to about 90 degrees and then go back up. That should be the proper form. As you're seeing in this video, I come down to about 90 degrees and then I go back up. Okay, you want to make sure that you use your glutes, hamstrings, and your hip flexors to push the weight up and down. All right, so a quick recap. Your stance should be about shoulder width apart or slightly wider, and that's because you're going to be the strongest in that position. Also, your toes need to point out slightly, and you want to come down to about 90 degrees when you squat. And you want to go ahead and use your hip flexors, your hamstrings, and your glutes to control the weight on the way down, and then push back up. As you're coming down, it should be like you're sitting down on a chair, and then you want to push back up. The bar needs to move vertically up and down. Distribute the weight throughout your entire foot. Do not lean forward. Do not push through your toes. You need to push through your entire foot. And if you have trouble coming all the way down to 90 degrees, then use the plates again to increase your ankle mobility. And if you're still having trouble doing that, then use a box and do box squats. And as you get better at it, decrease the height of the box. Another thing you want to focus on when squatting is you want to go ahead and make sure that you keep your chest up, so your back should be retracted, and you need to keep your core tight at all times. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Go ahead and comment, subscribe, and like the video.